It's Gammy. I was thinking about books and authors. There were certain authors of books I enjoyed and read to my children when they were younger. Hans Christian Andersen, Dr. Seuss, different books. And then I thought about my favorite books. And I I was always a reader, but I think it began when I was age 15. And the book Gone with the Wind was becoming very popular. And it's very long, between 300 and 500 pages long for a 15-year-old. But I read it more than once, really enjoyed it. And then I went to see the movie in living color on a big screen in the theater. And I might have seen that more than once. Oh, Clark Gable. Mm. And Scarlet, Vivian Lee. Oh, spoiled but beautiful. I enjoyed that so much. That was probably the first historical fiction book that I enjoyed. Since then, that's my favorite genre, historical fiction, especially if it's close to reality. Good researching. My favorite travel uh, that I have participated in was in the 1970s. My husband was a salesman. He could, sell ice to an Eskimo, that kind of a salesman. And he and another man in the company won a trip to Spain, and they could take one person with them. And so my husband came home and he said, "Okay, pack your bags. We're going to Spain." And I said, "You have to fly over the ocean for that?" He said, "Well, of course." "Nope, I'm not flying, never flown, don't want to go over an ocean. I've got little kids to leave behind and I'll never come back to them. We'll die." He said, "No, that's fine. You don't have to go. I'll take my mother." "No, no, you don't take your mother from my trip." So I I went along with him, scared to death. Took travel sickness pills, and we got there just fine. We landed in southern Spain in a city called Malaga. It's right on the ocean. And we had a great time. Beautiful hotels and meals. At the time, we paid $15 for a hamburger. Not in a fast food. That was in a hotel. And I was appalled, but I ate it. And then they had a tour, and you could take a hydrofoil boat down, I think it was like 36 miles across the strait, and you went by the Rock of Gibraltar and landed in Morocco, North Africa. So we took that tour, and I remember going past the Rock of Gibraltar and seeing hundreds of monkeys climbing on the rocks, and I don't remember seeing people. Oh yeah, there were Spanish sailors that were guarding that rock. And we landed in Morocco, and we were able to take a bus tour to Grenada. We went there because we heard that was a great city for leather products. And at the time, men's leather sports coats were very popular. And my husband wanted one. First of all, we got on a bus. Well, Spanish men and North African men are very small. My husband was generous size, and we barely fit two of us in one of the seats in the bus. But we got there and we shopped and shopped. We could, he tried on a lot of jackets, but the same thing. The men there are built much smaller, and he could barely get his arms in one of the jackets. So we didn't buy the jacket. We went to visit a palace there called the Alhambra. And I remember it clearly. It was just beautiful, totally different from anything I had ever seen. and they had gorgeous courtyard with fruit trees. And I remember the orange trees and ripe oranges on the trees, and so different from cold Minnesota. And so we were able to go to one restaurant while we were in uh, that part of Africa, in Morocco, and they had entertainers. And it was a dinner time, and the entertainers were a group of, I think they're called whirling dervish men. They were from Fez, North Africa, and they had the red pillbox hats with the black tassel, and they were dancing all over the floor in front of us. Oh, it was, I, I don't know how they didn't get dizzy and fall over, but they didn't. And then they served us the dinner, which came out on a brass tray, big round tray that was, oh, I don't know, probably 4 feet across. Two men carried it out, and on the tray was a half of what we were told was sheep, and it had been cooked on a spit on, over fire out in the back, and it had, crusty skin on it and flavorings. Oh, it was delicious, and flatbread, and I don't remember what else, many dips. And we enjoyed that meat and that way of serving it. Well, we found out when we got back to the hotel we were staying on, and the tour master said, "Did you enjoy the meat?" "Oh, that was wonderful. Cooked on a spit outdoors and crispy, good flavored." He said, "Good. I think it's probably good to let you know that was not sheep. That was not veal, sheep, lamb. It was goat." I was surprised. Goat. I just ate goat, but it was good. I wouldn't have been able to tell it from lamb. And I've never forgotten that surprise that we had. The rest of our trip I'll leave for another time, but that that was my first foreign travel, and I enjoyed it. More later. Thanks.